fellow graduating classmate, the guide dog and the O&M. My friends, it has been a great, great pleasure to be with you and got to know you guys for 2 weeks. And it was a lot of fun and a lot of laugh. And we were still laughing so hard in the dining room, they had to kick us out. But I just wanted to tell you best wishes to all of you, including up here, and congratulations. I want to thank the staff and the nurses and the volunteers that made me comfortable, stay here comfortable in the California campus. I'd like to thank the entire O&M team for a rewarding and a learning experience here. I've really enjoyed it. I'd like to especially thank Stephanie here she's been working with me the last 2 weeks. And she has provided me for some tools and technique that I wasn't aware of that it helped me improve my O&M skills. She also provided me with some information about street crossing. And so we were in many different types of street crossing here in the town. So I can be able to apply those information to understand the traffic by using my other senses. I have to tell you, she was very, very patient with me. I'm not easy to work with, but I better, I'm gonna be in big trouble. I better tell this. My wife and I are celebrating our 41st wedding anniversary in about 2 weeks. So, yeah. She is watching right now. Well, the next step is for me for the future is getting a new friend, and is a guide dog. Thank you very much.
All right, very good. So just real quick in closing, as you guys head back to your seats, I just want you to know each of you deserve this opportunity for greater confidence and independence. So congratulations again to California OM 20. Okay, and I'm gonna pass the mic back to blah, blah, blah. I knew I was gonna do this. Mike, back to Bobby.
Thank you, Steph. So, yeah, another round of applause. All right, next up, I would like to introduce some of our breeders that are going to be issued today. So first off, we have Amber, a female yellow Labrador retriever raised by Bev Myers of Wilton, California, and Deborah Transtrom of Sacramento, California. The breeder custodian will be Angela Webster.
So this is Amber. Oh, sorry. I know I have such a big voice. This is Amber. As you can tell, she's absolutely gorgeous. She was the 12th dog that I raised. And when Deborah and I picked up dog number 13, we knew that Amber was going to be a great mom dog. She just let Petra, who was the next dog, crawl all over her and love on her and lick her and bite her ears. And so we just knew that this girl's going to make a great breeder for future dogs, for guide dogs for the blind. She's always a pleasure to raise, super smart. And again, as you can tell, she's absolutely gorgeous with her eyeliner. And then Angela couldn't make it today, but she wrote a little note. She says, "My children and I love and continue to love having Amber as part of our family. She is the sweetest dog we have ever had, loves to be with people, cuddles up as much as she can, as close as she can to our faces, and she does like to be close all the time. Asks for belly rubs as much as possible by rolling onto her back after she's settled right next to us. And she is so gentle and loving. Angela is a single mom, and when the kids aren't with her, Amber provides her with so much companionship and comfort. She's easy on walks, listens to commands, and is just amazing. And she thanks Deborah and I for doing a good job raising her. So she was the easy one, and we're excited for the future of guide dog puppies.
Next up, we'll be presenting Blair, a female yellow Labrador Golden Retriever cross raised by Lori Bourne of Carmichael, California, and Pat Mastagli of Carmichael, California, and Crystal Gatto of Sacramento, breeder custodian Suzanne Bates.
Hi, everyone. It takes a village to raise a guide dog, and this is our village. And we welcome Susan to our village, and we want to thank our club and guide dogs for allowing us to raise her. Thank you.
Hi, this is Blair, our sweet baby, and we love her to pieces. We to raise her aunt, Aunt Bindi, and so we loved her from the second we knew B from B. So we love her. She was my 20th puppy and my second guide, or excuse me, second breeder, and she is a sweetheart, and I love her, and I'm so happy to have Susan as her new custodian. Thank you.
Hi, I want to say that the raisers are everything. They make this all possible. And this is my second breeder, and it is an amazing experience having these dogs that have been so well socialized and cared for and loved by these dedicated volunteers. I've raised puppies before. It's incredibly difficult to say goodbye when they come back in for recall. I'm just thrilled that you're only an hour and a half or two away, and I will be seeing you often. Thank you so very much.
Next up, we have Bon Bon, a female black Labrador Retriever who was raised by Lorianne Cash of North Lake, Texas, breeder custodian Margaret Duall.
I think I can do this.
You have to hold this too.
Hello, everyone. All right. Bonbon is my first puppy to raise, and anyone who meets her quickly realizes she's as sweet and loving as her name. Raising this candy girl was like opening a box of different chocolates every day, never the same, always sweet. The wonderful doll family was unable to be here today, so we did spend some time together on Thursday. And that's where I saw Jet Phoebe has won her own personal lottery when breeding matched them together. I replay those moments in my head, and words can't describe how my heart feels knowing that this pretty girl confidently chose the path that best fit her heart and personality. And when handing over her leash at recall, I whispered to her, "Don't just fly, soar." And she did exactly that. So, Miss Bonbon, on your 18-month birthday, you're ceremonially graduating from the best green vest to the breeder blue bandana, and I'm so excited for your future. I want to thank my son, my mom, my California family, the town of Flower Mound, our Fort Worth Club, and Guide Dogs for the Blind for supporting this opportunity to raise this beautiful girl. To the doll family, I have no doubt y'all will continue to love a type of bonbon that, in my opinion, is better than any artisan candy. And finally, to the one and only Cinnabonbon, I am so proud of you and am blessed to have been your foundation. And one day, little love, in your own doggy way, you'll truly understand what many people already know, how sweet it is to be loved by you. One more thing. Our Fort Worth Club has donated a breeder custodian package to GDB for Bonbon. So thank you very much.
Thank you for that. Thank you. And lastly, we have Skywalker, a male black Labrador retriever raised by Brad Stocking of Phoenix, Arizona, Karen Weaver of Loomis, California, and breeder custodian Craig and Teresa Stern.
And we have to all of that. Well, it's always an honor to be here. Skywalker was the 16th puppy that I've raised. I've had two other females that have gone on to be breeders. That he's the first male, and I got to tell you, he was a little excited standing over there in the corner with all these. I think he was already ready to make some arrangements. So nature being what it is, but Skywalker, with a name like Skywalker, I was as most puppy raisers know, you always come up with some sort of a nickname or a pet name. But when your dog's name is Skywalker, you can't mess with it other than Jedi or Padawan. So Skywalker was the joy. He's a lovable dog, and then it's even better when I found out that Craig and Teresa were going to be his custodians. So it's like he's staying in the family, and we're just excited to see what Skywalker's future holds, and we always count it a privilege to be part of GDB community.
I want to thank Brad for all he's done for Guide Dogs for the Blind. As he mentioned, he's now on puppy number 17, which I think I'm not even that old yet. My wife had to say I'm that old. But interestingly, my wife, who's visually impaired and has a guide dog, Wills, we were very concerned about getting a new breeder. This is my third breeder dog, and we weren't sure that Wills would take to him. And the first couple of days, it was like, I don't want to have anything to do with this young pup. I'm going upstairs, and you guys just do what you have to do. But now they're best of friends, and he's a very lovable dog, loves to snuggle and kiss, and I think he's going to make a great lover for a lot of women out there. But thank you once again for Guide Dogs for the Blind and to Brad.
Force is strong.
All right, thank you for that. Now I would like to introduce everyone to our instructional team of class 989. First up, we have our class supervisor, Melanie Harris. Next, we have our senior instructor, Adam Gilbert. And of course, myself. We also have an apprentice instructor, Hallie James Ogasara, who unfortunately was unable to be here today, but she sends her regards and love. So first up, we have Margot Gray of Forest Hill, New York, receiving Wrigley, a male Labrador retriever who was raised by Gail Meinert of Buena Park and Margaret Prima Verbeck of Orange, California. This is her second guide from GDB. Margot is an artist who in her free time enjoys swimming, kayaking, and tandem cycling. She is looking forward to discovering more places in the city once she returns home with Wrigley.
Thank you. You all have probably already heard the saying before, teamwork makes the dream work. Sorry. And it is a dream to be here today. Sorry. Receiving my second guide dog from GDB, Wrigley. So I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Guide Dogs for the Blind and some very special people in my life that aren't here in San Rafael right now, but are watching via live stream. Wrigley. Okay. And their presence is felt. So I also wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my first guide dog, Junebug. She paved the path forward. And I can't stand here and not thank her. And I am grateful to Guide Dogs for helping set that path forward as well. When Guide Dogs for the Blind called me roughly about 3.5 weeks ago and told me they had a potential match and a class date, I was over the moon. I was ready to hop on that plane. And I did. And, it's been an incredible experience. I thank all of my classmates, the OMI program. Come on, Wrigley. Guess I hope. And Guide Dogs for the Blind. When I was matched with Wrigley, I didn't know what to expect because it was my second time, and I can't help but say that Guide Dogs hit it out of the ballpark with this guy. He is an absolute joy to work with. His confidence is contagious. When he puts on that harness, he is all business and ready to work. And over the last 2 weeks, I have no reservation about taking him home and taking over the Big Apple with him. I want to thank everyone at Guide Dogs for the Blind, including the staff, his puppy raisers, the donors, sponsors, and the wonderful instructors, his trainers, and the volunteers. It really does take a team to get a guide dog to where we are standing here today. And I'm grateful to be on that team and ready to let Wrigley guide me forward to face the sun and many adventures. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. We are beyond excited to be here today for our Wrigley's graduation. I raised Wrigley's dad's Summit, so when I got the litter announcement for the 4th litter for Summit, and noticed that there was one male yellow lab in that litter, I immediately sent an email to our PFM Devin and said, Margaret and I want to raise that puppy. And she said, no problem. So Wrigley came to join our house. I would like to thank Margaret and Rod for co-raising with us again, and to thank Frank Friend for Tia for the Dog for sponsoring Wrigley's harness, and to thank my wonderful Brea puppy raising group for enjoying the time with us and helping with Wrigley. Also to my daughter Sarah, who takes the dogs on a 2 or 3 mile walk every weekend. Wrigley enjoyed that, and that got him ready for the Big Apple. Sorry. Um, let's see. Let me tell you a little bit about our Wrigley boy. He's a very, very observant puppy and always was. We had our big 50th wedding anniversary party in our backyard. Wrigley was probably maybe 10, 11 weeks at that time. We set up the X pen in the backyard with the mat, toys in there. About halfway through the party, we noticed there's this little yellow lab puppy walking around visiting everybody at the party. And we're like, how do you get out of there? Well, he had unclipped, watched my husband clip him, unclipped the X pen clips, dropped them on the ground, and just walked right out of the X pen. So we thought, uh-oh, we are in for it. This dog is way too smart for us. You know, but let's see. And yes, he was smart. He did jump up on the pool table, scared us all with that when we saw him up there. But he did jump down when we told him to. And yes, he did jump up and grab the hibiscus flowers off the hibiscus in the backyard to share with our other dog for room and the tortoise. And yes, he does love his kibble rewards, but his favorite thing is verbal praise. And when you tell him good boy Wrigley, his whole body wiggles. Well, he is just very proud of himself, aren't you? Yes. We think GD made another wonderful match with Margot and Wrigley. And when I got the letter showing that Margot was his partner, I was over the moon. I was so excited because I have followed Margot on Facebook and Instagram with her first dog, Junebug. So I was really very excited. And we can't wait to see what Wrigley's adventures and Margot's adventures in the big city will be like also. So just follow them on social media, you know. And so I want to just say congratulations to everybody, and Margot, welcome to the family.
Hi, everybody. If I could just add a few thank yous, I would like to thank my husband, Rod, behind me, for being such a great partner in puppy raising as well as in life. I'd like to thank Gail and Nick. What did you do? 37 years. I know you did something. Gail and Nick and their daughter Sarah for being wonderful co-raisers. This is not the first time we've co-raised with them. And it probably won't be the last at some point here. The support of our puppy raising club, Brea Puppy Raisers, and our puppy raising field manager, Devin, Frank Fran for sponsoring the harness for Wrigley, and the GDB employees and volunteers for making magic every day with what they do here. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Margot and Wrigley for their hard work and commitment to each other. Oh, I always think of what do we learn? I learned something from each dog, usually that we have here. And for Wrigley, it was to seize the day. And I think he does that with a theme song. And the theme song is "I'm So Excited" by the Pointer Sisters. You know, and he would wake up so excited he just couldn't hide it with all his whole body wiggling going on. And that boy has not met a person or a toy that he doesn't like. So, Margot and Wrigley, we wish you a wonderful partnership filled with love and adventure.
All right, next up, we have Shauna Maxwell of Las Vegas, Nevada, receiving Wendy, a black female Labrador Retriever raised by Cindy, Dylan, and Jason Villarone of Puerto de Casa, California, and Sue Restbrook of Ojai, California. This is her 5th guide, first from GDB. She will be taking Wendy home to her 4-year-old son and family. Shauna is a massage therapist at a chiropractor's office, and she is looking forward to starting new adventures with Wendy.
I just want to thank everyone who came here. my parents who surprised me, who caught me way off guard, and my friends and family who are watching on YouTube stream. So when I got the email like 4 weeks ago that they had a brisk dog that they were looking for me, I was like, all right, it's probably about to happen. And when they emailed me back and told me it was an official, it was a go. Usually you're excited, but I, on the other hand, was like, I'm about to leave my son for the first time. I've never separated from my son since the day he was born. So that was definitely a challenge. But 2 weeks ago, when I got on the plane and once the plane officially pulled back, I was like, well, it's happening now. There's no going back. So I just want to thank everybody, my trainers. Bobby, thank you so much. Melanie, you're amazing. You guys definitely lifted me up when I was feeling a little down. And to all the RAs, nursing staff, you guys are absolutely fantastic, including the kitchen staff. Thanks for keeping us fed and happy. Without you guys, don't know where we've been in training. Starving. My puppy racers, you guys raised an amazing dog. Wendy is full of energy. I have a joke in the class that if you look up the word energy in the dictionary, Wendy's probably on there now. She brings so much joy to my life, and I feel so much freedom when traveling with her. And thank you for my parents and my boyfriend and my best friend. Thank you guys for really supporting me while I was gone. You guys told me to go and not to worry. And I did worry for the first few days, but after I was just like, well, I guess they have it. I need to focus on Wendy. Her energy level just took it over. And thank you to my job, who was very flexible with me leaving for a few weeks at pretty much the last minute. So I'm super thankful for them. JDB definitely has a client for life. I will never turn back to any other guide dog school at all. I love you guys so much.
We are really excited to be here for Wendy's graduation, and meeting Shauna and spending time together has been a lot of fun, seeing the two of you as an amazing team. You're both adventurous and daring and so sweet. We're really in awe of the amazing matching process here at GBB and the entire community. We're just so glad to be part of it as a family. We affectionately call this beautiful puppy Wendy Woo, as in woohoo, because it's always a good time with this girl. She's playful and energetic, and we wanted to each share a special story.
So Wendy is our second puppy. Our first puppy, Kalimba, is an active guide that graduated 6 months ago. In fact, Wendy and Kalimba overlap for about 5 super fun weeks. You can imagine the energy in our backyard. Wendy came to us when she was 8 months old. Her first raiser, Sue Westbrook, who couldn't be here today, started this girl off right. We quickly discovered that Wendy had a knack for entertaining herself. And us. She'd toss her toys up in the air, catching them and prancing around the entire house. She has lots of energy. Wendy was also my exercise buddy. We took walks every day, and she was always eager to explore new routes. Have you heard of goat yoga? Wendy has her own version of that. Also, whenever I'd exercise, Wendy would be there participating in her own Wendy way, like doing sit-ups with licks at the top of every sit-up. She was famous for doing silly things like dance parties and always ending her day with a mandatory cuddle session.
Wendy was my shopping buddy. Wherever I went, Wendy went, and she was up for it. One time I was in a dressing room, and next to me in the dressing room next to me was a mom and her small daughter. Some of you can see where this is going. The daughter was about 4 and decided she was going to crawl under. Well, Wendy thought this was the best shopping trip ever, and I'm not sure who was more excited about this surprise visit. But it really did give us all a really big giggle. Wendy loves everybody, especially little kids. So we know she will adore James. They will become fast friends, and he will become her new cuddle buddy.
Wendy was my school buddy. I took her to high school for a few hours a week and mostly to Spanish, so who knows? She could be bilingual. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. Wendy was famous around campus. And every class and teacher would ask me how she's doing, and everyone loved her to be there. Everyone was cheering her on during her training and are so happy that she's living her best life now with Shauna. We want to thank our Laguna Niguel Puppy Club and our amazing leaders, Dawn and Jeannie, who supported us and this girl right here in every step of the way. We'd also like to thank Frank Fron for donating Wendy's harness too. Here's to Shauna and Wendy's amazing adventures to come.
As mentioned before, Sue Westbrook was not able to be here, but she did want, she had a few remarks. So Wendy was her 24th puppy. Wendy was the 24th puppy that I raised. I had her for 6 months before I transferred her back to guide dogs for another placement. I hurt my back and I was not able to handle her confidently or provide her with enough exercise. She was so cute and smart and a total character, and I loved her dearly. She enjoyed learning obedience commands and getting cuddles and treats. She was really curious about things in the house and in the yard, nosing out things that were interesting to her. She was fascinated by laundry day, wanted to explore the dryer and get in the laundry basket. She used to sleep at my feet in the evenings and was a Velcro puppy most of the time. She had a toy in her mouth when she ran around the backyard, which was really cute. She was wonderful on outings as she was very confident and her loose leash walk was great. She was not fearful of loud noises, which was great as I live on a somewhat busy street. She was not afraid of the diesel trucks and loud cars when they went by. I was really sad when I gave her back to GDB, but I know that I would place her with the best job with her and prepared her well for her next adventure. I am so proud of Wendy for being able to do well in a puppy college and graduating today. And just a little photo description. Wendy, a female black Labrador retriever in her green GDB vest, sitting on a grassy field in Ventura Harbor.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I just really quickly, I forgot. I just wanted to thank my classmates and the OMI students. I really enjoyed you guys for the past 2 weeks. Your guys' enthusiasm and energy is what kept me going and not feeling so homesick. So I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. And I wish you guys all nothing but success with your new guides and traveling independently.
Next up, we have Rebecca Mendez of Fawnskin, California, receiving Gruyere, a male Labrador retriever raised by Austin and Kristen Ouellette of Truckee, California. This is her second guide dog and her first from GDB. She currently lives with her family and retired guide Cora. Rebecca serves as a music minister at her parish and aspires for a career as a singer-songwriter. Rebecca recently co-wrote a song that is being used in a movie soundtrack. On the side, she gives piano and voice lessons. When Rebecca returns home, she's looking forward to walking on mountain trails with Gruyere, doing routes in the village, and playing in the winter snow.
Well, you just got to look at his face because he's like, really? Me? He was given all kinds of nicknames, Gru, Gree, the Cheese, Mr. Cheese. I have a lot of Gruyere. Good boy. First of all, I want to thank God who has led me here on this journey of faith. And it's really been about 5 years in the making. When I lived in Orange County, I got to know some Orange County Guide Dog chapter members and guide dog handlers. And, what really impressed me about what I have known about them and seen is that the clients who get guide dogs from GDB, they keep coming back. So there has to be something that's working, and I see it. I really see it. And I want to thank my family for always just supporting me, my parents who are here, my grandparents and my aunts who are watching live stream, and my friends. And I want to thank everybody who is a part of this organization. You know who you are: puppy raisers, donors, anyone considering becoming a donor to an organization, anyone who has never donated to any organization and who's considering it. Please consider GDB. Please consider GDB. Just your donations and your help in whatever way you volunteer is why we are here today. And not only do you get to see some cute puppies, but you really get to influence people's lives. And the training staff, Adam and Bobby, you guys are the two biggest dorks I ever met. Yes, round of applause for that, please. Yes. And Hallie, who unfortunately couldn't be here. Hallie, you're a sweetheart. You were positive and effective in coming up with solutions to, working out everything and really, really making sure that we were just the best team. And I have every confidence that we're going to be good. And there's, in guide work commands, there's only forward. There's no back. So, thank you.
I get to read comments on behalf of Gruyère's puppy raisers who were not able to be here today. Dear Rebecca, Gruyère, and the wonderful staff, graduates, and participants at Guide Dogs for the Blind. Words cannot express how proud we are in celebrating Gruyère's graduation. We wish we could be there personally, but know that we are cheering him on virtually. Gruyère, otherwise known as Gru or Cheese, entered our lives in January 2022 as our very first puppy in training. We think he knew that we were rookies because he was an easy, well-mannered, and hardworking puppy from the start. Gru spent his days helping me as a veterinarian and his nights helping my husband groom the ski slopes at Palisades, Tahoe. When we look back at our time with Gru, some of our fondest memories include training him in our very own backyard of Truckee/Tahoe. One of our favorite memories of Gru was taking him to Sugar Pine Campground. He quickly learned how fun it was to hike, spend time around the fire pit, sit in a tent, and get extra dirty. Outside of Tahoe, he went to multiple concerts with us, socialized at wineries, and even went to an A's game. Go A's. That's written, it's not me saying it. All in all, Gru was a wonderful first puppy in training, and we could not be more proud of him. We are very excited for the next adventure of his life, and we know that he will touch Rebecca's heart like he has ours. Sending tons of love, well wishes, and congratulations from Kristen, Austin, fur sisters Flo and Beacon, and new puppy in training, Manfred. On the screen, I'll do a photo description, is Austin, fur siblings Flo and Beacon, Gruyère, a male yellow Labrador retriever, and Kristen, all sitting on a dock in Tahoe, California.
I just want to give one more shout out to my two Gruyère's puppy raisers, Kristen and Austin. I had the pleasure of talking to them over the phone, meeting them over the phone the other night. And we will keep in touch. And thank you for everything you've done. And I have to echo what Shauna said. For me, it's GDB for life. Thank you.
All right, last but not least, we have Jim Ronald of Barrie, Ontario, receiving Shipley, a male Labrador Golden Retriever cross raised by Chris and Jeffrey of Cameron Park, California. This is Jim's 5th guide dog, 2nd from GDB. He has been retired for about a year now and enjoying his life. He lives with his wife and has 2 grown kids. Jim is looking forward to taking Shipley to the Legion to introduce to his friends and play cards.
Yeah. How's that? Everybody hear me now? Okay. Well, I hope my wife and family back home are watching. Thanks for the phone support. Wow, it's been a time here. First, I'd like to thank everybody from GDP, all the different department staff that look after us and make us feel totally at home. Secondly, I'd like to thank the groups, the OMI, and the 3 lovely gals that helped me out during the course here. I wasn't very social because I'm old and I had to sleep. And well, you've met Shauna and the other 2 gals, so they have. I'd like to thank the sponsors, and all of you here. Yeah, this would be an organization support, of course. And finally, I'd like to thank this young gal beside me and her father for taking the time out to help raise this big fella. He's also an 83-pound lap dog. Yeah, he loves to give hugs, and he's got quite a character about him. And I think that's about it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kristen. Shipley is the 7th puppy I've raised. Shipley, or as my family calls him, Goof Buddy, miniature pony, was a wonderful, sweet giant, gentle giant. Everywhere we went, he was noticed because of his size. There's always been something about him that everyone just had to love, not just for being a gentle giant, but his personality. He would always come up and rest his head on your lap. Shipley was raised from 8 weeks old on a golf course in Northern California, where he was socialized with lots of people playing golf balls that he couldn't pick up. Different animals from deer to various birds, different ground textures, noises from equipment that are loud to various weather changes. I would like to thank GDB for putting Shipley into my life, my family's life, and into Jim's life. Thank you to my puppy raising club for supporting us, my dad for being my backup when I wasn't able to take him. Shipley, my family and I will miss you dearly, but we wish you, James, both the best and of luck on your next chapter of your life together as a team.
Thank you.
All right, let's give it a round of applause for all the graduating people today. So next up, we will have Adam coming up to kind of give us a demonstration of how a little snippet of how we train our guide dogs here.
Give it up for Bobby, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Gilbert, and I am a senior instructor here at Guide Dogs, in addition to apparently one of 2 resident dorks in the last class. Yep. So, and before I get started, Mark, I had a little secret for you. You mentioned Stephanie's patience. Well, I'm gonna fill you in a little bit. Part of that, at least in addition to what you experienced, is because she had to work with and instruct me when I was an apprentice. So, and you were probably a breeze compared. So, yeah, she's great, huh? So what I wanted to do, what Bobby mentioned, is give everyone a little sneak peek into a training demo or exercise we utilize here at Guide Dogs called back chaining. And I'm gonna just give a brief demo of it, like a walkthrough of what we train, why we train it, and then really cool, we're gonna have our resident advisor, Marissa, actually come up and demo it with her guide dog, Jim, shortly after. So does anyone know what that is? Yeah, good. A clicker. Did I hear box? What was the other one? Clicker and what? And now everyone's silent. So moving right along, yes, it is a clicker. And we heavily utilize this tool during this exercise because although dogs really love food and really love praise, this clicker actually works as a marker to mark the exact time that dog did something that we like and that we want, and we want them to repeat. So food will always, always, always follow that click and marker. Sorry, all the active guides, I see you looking. Good boys, good girls. And newsflash, you're about to get a lot more of it in a little bit, so I'm just giving you a preview. Yeah, so basically what back chaining is we start with the end behavior first. So for instance, if you wanted your guide to find this chair, you would magnetize them first to this actual chair by giving them kibble at it, showing them, using a target with your fist to get the exact location you want. But this exercise can be utilized for things such as push buttons, like pedestrian push buttons, and railings for stairs, ATM machines, specific couches at Pink Owl Coffee Shop, which came up, right? Yep. So all those types of those things. So basically, by magnetizing the dog to whatever item that is, that gets them really interested in it at first, right? And also pairing it with heavy food. So if any of you have ever met a Labrador before, you would know that we're off to a great start by giving them lots of food or something, right? So what we do is just make sequential and little gradual steps back, like not too far at first, right? Just giving a little bit of couple steps, maybe 1 or 2 steps back, getting them, like working them, or I hear Jim, healing them back to the chair, feeding them, getting them again, increasing their magnetization at the object. Keep gradually increasing those steps back, getting them to go back to the chair, and then eventually, clicking every time, by the way, and then eventually you can end the session at a point furthest back where you still think that they understand what it is you want. The goal is that eventually in the next day and the next session, however many it takes, they would just take you right up to said object. So enough of me talking about it. It'd be probably much more tangible to watch it. So Marissa, you can head on up if you would like. Everyone, we can give her a round of applause as she makes it up here. So hopefully I have a chair in a position you would like, Marissa. You could let me know. Does this work? All right, great. Sure. Okay, so Marissa, whenever you're ready, you can have at it, and I will simply give a play-by-play. So right now, Marissa is making that fist we talked about that acts as a target, and Jim is happily, we call it booping, right? Booping with his nose, that target, demonstrating that I know what's up, I know what's coming, I see your hand. So then, now after Marissa's clicking and feeding, he's moving that hand target towards the chair, towards the object we want him to take us to. Jim is happily still booping that hand target, getting food reward after being clicked. And now you can see Marissa gradually stepping away from the chair. You see Jim's tail wagging, everyone, that big, magnificent tail. Obviously, he's engaged and excited as well. This is a really fun, loosey-goosey type of exercise for them. So Marissa's now continuously and gradually making more steps back as she goes. And you can hear her voice too, really like engaging and exciting. Good boy, good boy. Good. So now Marissa picked up the harness handle, and Jim willingly went for the chair. So we have a very good understanding that he knows what we're trying to teach him, right? So now she's going to go more steps back. I think Jim just got a whiff of Skywalker, whatever he's putting out. There we go. Good boy. There goes that tail again. Very exciting. Again, very lighthearted, very fun. Marissa's going to go even further back. Do y'all think Jim has done this before? No, this is his first time. All right, so there he goes again. Good boy, finding that chair. Good boy. I like too that Marissa is highlighting the chair. She's patting it again even after he takes it to her. Just teach them that this thing is the best thing on the planet right now, right? Okay, now we're going super expert level. Marissa's going all the way back to the lobby doors. She tells Jim to find the chair. He couldn't get there any faster. Yay! Round of applause. And as the last step, Marissa sits down in the chair. So that contextually, Jim is like, oh, okay, this is the place to be. You like sitting there. And increases the odds of him offering the behavior again. So yeah, great job. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Marissa. So I'll also be closing us and taking us out here. I wanted to give a thank you on my behalf. I know I was a little removed from instruction to some extent to this class clients, but it definitely was a wonderful experience. Thank you so much. A really fun class, and Jim coming in there with the jokes at the end. I really love it. I'm going to miss that. Great job, and congratulations, all four of you, as well as the Razors. To all my clients, it was so fun having you guys in class too. What a cool experience, having just like a full house, so to speak, right? So really was a pleasure getting to meet you all, or in Michaela's instance, getting to see you again. I do want to just close this out with a couple remarks here. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you're interested in volunteering, joining our staff, or know anyone who would benefit from many of our many services, please visit guidedogs.com. And if you would like to make a donation to support our mission, please text to donate. Please text graduation to 50155. And thank you to everyone for joining us here today, whether in person or on live stream. We really appreciate it. And yeah, again, one more round of applause for our entire class of 989. So that will conclude our graduation ceremonies, but please feel free to join us next door through those lobby doors for some refreshments. And then if anyone's interested, our gift shop is actually open too, which is at the top corner of campus. All right, thank you, everyone.